Hey guys, Marsningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, obviously, I explained the other day, I uploaded the Fusion no item run first, because obviously I felt like that was the most important one. I wanted to stamp my claim by being the first person on global YouTube to do that. So I got that one out of the way first, but now I'm going to start uploading a bunch of the other no item runs that we did. I did record most of these after the first couple of days when we did those two streams. The day it came out and then the day after, and then following that I recorded most of these. So Fusion was actually the last one I needed to do, but I wanted to put it up first, and now I'm just going to put the rest of these up over the week. So Resurrected Warriors, I thought this was a really interesting team build. Shout out to, I've seen a couple of different teams, but I think this is the only one that I've seen that's using the double Vegeta, because I do have the physical Angel Frieza, but he's only 55%. And I was finding in a couple of situations that I was taking a lot of damage from him, especially when he's got to be attacked by multiple enemies in one slot. But obviously here you see we got a little bit unlucky turn 1 and took a super attack on Vegeta. The Tech Vegeta is actually really good when he super attacks. He obviously raises his defense, and as long as you can pick up 3 orbs with him, he does get a little bit of an attack and defense buff as well before his transformation. And so once he's super attacked, he will actually tank most normal attacks for double digits, even here in this first fight against Gohan, who's obviously int. But we did manage to stun Gohan. Skinny Boo is a super useful unit on these teams, because for the first few turns he gets a ridiculously high amount of attack and defense, and then he also has a 50% chance to dodge and a 50% chance to stun. So I was using him a lot when I was trying to do Super AGL before Pycon came out, and under double 120 leads, if he didn't dodge an attack, he would still take quite a lot of damage, whereas under this, with a full leader skill, and then obviously linked up with the Tech Boo as well to get some of those margin links activated, even when he doesn't dodge, he barely takes any damage. So he's super useful. Of course, we got this man right here. This is why a lot of the stages are easier for global. Like, we talked about this the other day. I've talked about it with Truth. We talked about it on the most recent 5-9 podcast. But, you know, when these stages first come out on JP, certain units just aren't out yet. And so, even though it sucks that these got delayed for so long, one of the advantages for us global players about these stages coming later than they were originally should have been scheduled, I guess, when you match it up to JP, is we have a bunch of units that are out now that weren't out then. And a big one, we saw him on that previous term, STR-LR Broly. Like, his EZA has made him actually ridiculous, because a lot of the stages that you can run him on, so he's on Resurrected Warriors, he's on Full Power, he's on a whole bunch of these different categories, and obviously you could do the Extreme Class Only one as well. Almost, I think every single one of those stages where you can actually take him in on one of the categories has the right enemies for his passive to fully be procced, like, all the time. So basically that means that after supering, he barely takes any damage. Obviously super attacks will still hurt him, but he's incredibly good. And so yeah, on Resurrected Warriors we have a Goku family, Pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan, I think, on every single fight. So obviously the main idea, the main strategy is to take out the other enemies first, so that Broly is always going to have his full passive activated. And yeah, then just focus on, like, say this fight for example with the Gohan, he's the one I would target with Skinny Boo to try and go for the stuns, so then we can get him stunned and, like, out of the way while we deal with taking down Videl, which is obviously what we've done here. So this rotation I actually really like. They don't have a ton of links, but they have a couple. And obviously Broly's getting so much extra ki that you don't really need to worry too much about how they link. But this Tech Gohan and Broly rotation is incredibly powerful. It's definitely like the backbone of this, like, team build. If I was going to change out the Skinny Boo or the Tech Boo and, like, maybe change the opposite rotation, this is the one that I would not change, because obviously Gohan in slot 1, as soon as he takes that first hit, that procs his damage up, and then once he starts supering, his defense goes up, so that even in turn 1, aside from maybe a super attack, especially if it's with type disadvantage, but in turn 1, after he's super attacked once, pretty much all normal attacks are dealing double-digit damage to him. And Broly ideally doesn't want to be in slot 1, because whilst his defense is better now than it was, for sure, he gets more defense on super, so you really do want him to be in slot 2. And then, yeah, Gohan just kind of soaks up all the punishment in slot 1, and then Broly goes off. And does he finish off Gohan here? Yeah, he does. So there you go. So this rotation is definitely MVP, but Skinny Boo and the Tech Fat Boo do come in very handy as well throughout the run. So the Tech Fat Boo, he creates rainbow orbs, he heals from rainbow orbs, as well as giving himself a pretty decent attack and defense buff. So he's really useful, and he lowers attack on super attack as well. So lowering attack is always useful for these no item runs. It means we can target a specific enemy and make sure they can't deal as much damage as we work on taking out the other one, and then we end up with like our one enemy left and they don't have like pretty much any attack power essentially. So here we go for the stun on Goten because Goten, because if Skinny Boo does fail to dodge any of the attacks, I'd rather he get hit by Trunks where we have the type advantage, and then that means that we can get Fat Boo to attack lower the Trunks here, and then Goten's potentially stunned and out of the way. So even though he would have had type advantage over Goten, we get Vegeta to attack Trunks because, like I said before, for this round, the strategy is get rid of Trunks as quickly as possible. Sadly, we didn't get a stun with Boo, but as you see, if he doesn't dodge an attack from Trunks, he takes double-digit damage. And then, I don't know, does Goten hit him? So Goten doesn't hit him, but I think he takes close to double-digit damage, as long as it's not type disadvantage. So that's the benefit of Skinny Boo, having that massive burst like in his passive where he's getting that massive buff for like 8 turns, I think it is. So a Super Battle Road round is normally never going to go longer than that. So unless it's one of the last phases of the ones where there's like one enemy with tons of HP. But and then yeah, Tech Fat Boo double supered this turn, so double attack lower Trunks. That's super useful. And yeah, you can see there, obviously with the type advantage over Goten, Vegeta taking double-digit damage. And then we are back to our powerhouse rotation here. So obviously Gohan has got type advantage over Goten, but again, we want to try and get rid of Trunks as quickly as possible. And we are getting hit in slot 1, so we can get his passive to activate, do that extra damage. And then, of course, we got the orbs drop down pretty nicely here so that we can pick up the reds and get a full 24 key super with Broly. So, about to do a lot of damage to Trunks here. And then a super attack from Vegeta as well. So, if Vegeta doesn't super attack, he can take a bit of damage because that defense raise that he gets is very useful. But yeah, he's a very solid unit. I saw people were sort of worried about taking him into this stage, but I think he performs really well. Obviously mine is Rainbow and full level 10 Lynx. I absolutely love that unit. It's one of my favorite TURs. But yeah, he's very effective. So Broly coming in with that additional super, obviously doing the AoE, managed to crit Goten, so we get to do a little bit of damage to him. And then yeah, double-digit damage for you. So super attack, yeah, see 200k, that is the instant where you are going to see damage on Broly. Like, his defense gets very good for taking normal attacks. But yeah, super attack, his defense is not quite at the levels that you need to be tanking that. So 200k, that's obviously quite a lot. But I think this team has a good 500 something, was it 466. We have a lot of HP, but obviously you can see here, we got a little bit shafted for this turn. We were on, what, just over 40% HP. The only card we haven't talked about so far is, of course, the Int Perfect Cell. So he's basically here as like a backup healer. But as you can see, we haven't actually utilized his ability yet. When I did Extreme Int, when the mono stages came out, I did Extreme Int first try using the double cell leads because at least one of them transformed in every single fight. So when you start with him under 30% HP, he gives you a full heal and transforms into Super Perfect Cell. And that can come in incredibly clutch because obviously outside of the rainbow orbs from Fat Boo and then just the normal picking up like same type orbs, we don't have any ways to get like free heals on this team. So works out very nicely. Skinny Boo gets the stun on Goten, and we are very close to taking out Trunks. I think, Cell should take out Trunks here, and then Goten is stunned. So that gives us a very good setup for next turn, because obviously Broly is going to be on rotation again, and he does have type disadvantage, so a super attack from Goten would do a pretty huge amount of damage to him. But we are going to be all good here. So I think, in fact, to try and now that we want to take out Goten, because Trunks is definitely going to die this turn, right? So I'm pretty sure, if I'm thinking right, yeah, switch to Goten with with Gohan, because Gohan is going to do big damage to Goten here because of the type advantage. He's not getting hit in slot 1, unfortunately, because Goten is stunned, but that's a nice little bit of extra damage to do to him. And then Broly can do the 24 key super to Goten, try and do a little bit of extra damage to him. And then the follow-up AoE will kill Trunks. So it worked out really nicely to do it this way, because I didn't have to waste any single target super attacks on Trunks when he's literally got like the tiniest sliver of health. And obviously Gohan is built up so much at this point that Trunks was never going to take him out, even if he did super attack. Gohan would have taken double-digit damage. So Broly gets the crit on the attack on Goten, which is perfect. And then we launch the AoE. No crit on that one, but the secondary part takes out Trunks. And then I think Goten's on low enough HP now that Vegeta probably takes him out here. Yeah, no crit, 1.7 million damage. So that gets rid of Goten, and then we can go into the next fight. Now, I was a little bit hesitant here, but I think I was slightly distracted. I'm not clicking it straight away. But going into the next fight on the Boo rotation is not necessarily the most ideal scenario, because you are relying on Skinny Boo to dodge. Whereas obviously if we start on the Gohan and Broly rotation, we know that Gohan can just kind of soak up all the punishment in slot 1 and then let Broly go off. So obviously you're watching this video, so we get the run done. Boo definitely puts in some work here. Obviously Fat Boo is going to be there lowering the attack as well. So I think we're going to go for the stun on Goku, because obviously Goku's tech, he's the one with the most health. He's the one we want to stay alive so we can keep proccing Broly's passive. So we go for the stun on him and then immediately start focusing the rest of the attacks onto Pikkon. Always trying to grab as many rainbow orbs as we can with Boo, and then get as much free healing as we can. So I think I was not aware that the Dokkan attack was ready to go, because this would have been the perfect turn to have the Gohan Broly rotation, because after getting hit in slot 1, Gohan would have been able to do decent damage on his Dokkan attack. Whereas Skinny Boo, he's not the craziest. As you can see, he's got a 1.9 million attack stat, so nothing too crazy. He'll do a little bit of damage, but obviously the problem is Goku is tech, so unless he crits him, he's not going to do a huge amount of damage. So ideally I would like to get the Dokkan attack with Gohan, but as you can see, we chipped away a little bit of his health, but more importantly, we got the stun with Boo on to Goku. So now Goku is stunned, Pikkon's been attack lowered by Fat Boo. This is a bad situation though. This is 330k. So the run could have been over right there. I don't know if we get to see the health bar again after this super attack, but our health is incredibly low, as you can see. But, as I say, you can rely on Tech Vegeta. He took no damage. And then look at this. We must be on, what, 32% HP, if I'm being generous? Maybe 31.5%. So we get screwed out of the Cell transformation and the free heal. Now, fortunately, we know Gohan can tank. We know Broly can take it because Pikkon is physical, so we've got type advantage. But in the last slot here, Cell has to take an attack from Pikkon, and Pikkon is attack lowered once, but he has type advantage. So all I can really do here is just go for it. Obviously, if Pikkon were to super attack in slot 3, we absolutely would die. But yeah, we've got 30% of our HP left. As long as he's not hitting Cell for that amount, then, you know, we'd be good. And of course, as I said already, here we are. So I don't actually remember how much damage he took, because remember, I'm recording the commentaries to get these videos uploaded a few days after they were first recorded now. So Broly going to do huge damage to Pikkon here because of the type advantage. Look at that massive crit as well, and then 2.2 million on the additional super is pretty nice. So I think the AoE actually takes him out, I think. Yeah, because Cell was attacking Pikkon, so that's what happened. Who knows? Pikkon very easily could have killed Cell in that final slot, but Broly, the ridiculous beast that he is, as I said, any stage you can run him on for these category ESBRs, you should try building a team where you can bring him, because absolute devastation. So Pikkon is gone, and now we have to try and recover here. Now, obviously, Boo's defense is pretty decent, so with the same type orbs, he got back a little bit of health. 3 rainbow orbs for Fat Boo gives us a little bit of a heal as well. So as you can see, we recover really well with this team build. We're back up to, what, almost 55% HP. That potentially will kill Skinny Boo if he doesn't dodge the type disadvantage super attack from Goku. So obviously Skinny Boo proving his worth on this run yet again. Although he doesn't stun this time. But yeah, as I was saying previously, so I don't think we'd attack lowered Goku yet. And Boo, not dodging him despite the type disadvantage, took double-digit damage. So Skinny Boo, I definitely recommend him for teams that you can bring him on as well. Sometimes you do need to bring someone who links really well with him. But, well, I say that you don't need to. But obviously, he's not going to have as good attack and defense and potentially ki. He does give himself some ki for those 8 turns as well. So he can be kind of self-sufficient. But you got to bring someone alongside him that will work with him. So that Tech Fat Boo was a good choice for this because of the free healing utility he can provide us, as well as the attack lowering. Because I definitely think attack lowering should definitely never be undervalued in Super Battle Road. Because if you have a team with multiple units that can lower attack, once you get to a stage like this where you only have one enemy left, you just keep hitting him with those attacks. And then outside of a super, like, he basically can't do any damage to you. So if you have units that have a lot of ways to heal on that team as well, you pretty much get into a situation where you can't die once you've locked down that final opponent. So obviously it's just a matter of finishing off Goku here. We're pretty decent in terms of health, so we just need to get rid of Goku doing a ton of damage, and then Vegeta coming in with the super attack. I think Vegeta will still take reasonable damage from a super, but oh, actually, wait, yeah, this is what happens. So we take almost 200k. We would have survived with the tiniest sliver of health, I think. And then we finally get the only transformation in the run, but it's literally right at the end. And it probably saves us because I don't know how low our HP would have been, but we're definitely in a situation where one of the Boos could have gotten us killed here. So Cell coming in, absolutely clutch, full health. We've got Skinny Boo in slot 1. Skinny Boo might not take him out, especially if he doesn't crit because of the type disadvantage. But we do still have the stun potential. Oh, well, there you go. He took 11 damage. So, I mean, even if we'd survived with a tiny sliver of health, we would have been okay in terms of the Skinny Boo. He doesn't get the stun. So, does Fat Boo actually manage to finish him off here? No, and he lowered his attack. Okay, so his attack was lowered enough. So I think even if we hadn't got the Cell transformation, we would have survived this turn then, because everybody took double-digit damage, and then whoever's in slot 3, if it had been one of the Super Saiyan 2 Vegetas, they would have finished him off with a super attack as well. So we get the Cell transformation. I thought actually at the time that it might have saved the run, but watching it back and seeing how little damage those Boos took when they did get hit, we actually would have been fine. It only would have been a super attack connecting that would have screwed us over. But there you go. Int Cell definitely coming in super clutch at the end there for the full heal. We finished the stage basically on full health. And so there you go. Resurrected Warriors with double Vegeta leads done with no items. So keep an eye out for the other ones. I will be uploading them over the next few days. And let me know which one you want to see next down below. I've got some of them scheduled already, but I could change the order around a little bit. Let me know which one you guys want to see next. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ninja. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.